I was out and out into creative field and media and everything that looks great on screen. And all of a sudden, then COVID came, and then design industry kind of took a low bow in these times. And my father just bought a steel company, and he just asked me, he was like, Akanksha, can you help me just set it up? I have too many things on my plate.
So it's a very interesting perspective from a founder like you, who comes from a established business family, taken up a new business which is new to the entire family, and has no backgrounds.
At Tiger Steel, we are doing pre-engineered buildings. We do industrial sheds, warehouses, cold storages, metro stations, public infra, and anything and everything that can be fabricated with steel in some part of the other. The new vertical that we picked up in this group in our family business was a very exciting chapter, though it came with a lot of intimidation. But with steel, you feel like how you're with Lego. You always want to create. You can design, you can think, and it's just plain steel. So you can cut it, fabricate it, weld it, put it the way you want, and solve a solution. I would say with the support that I had, and the confidence that people put in me that you can do it, has also somewhere led to other people thinking if she can do it, we can do it too.
Welcome, Akansha. So, I want all our audience to first congratulate our guest today, who has got recently married. So, a lot of good wishes from all of us.
You.
So, Akansha, now that you are running Raigad Steel, what was your background before? What led to you taking this responsibility? A little bit of the background and what the company is all about.
Right. So, first of all, hello everyone. Hi, Shweta. It's been a lovely journey with me and Tiger Steel, how things came into perspective, and it was really something that I did not think maybe 10 years back that 5 years from there on I'll be running a steel company. I was a very, very different person, different ambitions, different career, and this almost just came in by a surprise. So by my background, I've done fashion design, then I did branding. I was out and out into creative field and media and everything that looks great on screen. And all of a sudden, then COVID came, and then design industry kind of took a low bow in these times. And my father just bought a steel company because it was his dream. And he just asked me, he was like, Akanksha, can you help me just set it up? I have too many things on my plate. We were also doing a lot of business in medical oxygen, so we had a very busy time at our family. And I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. If you want me to, do something, I'll do it. And that's how I got into this business. Otherwise, I had no plan. If COVID would have not happened, I'd probably be art directing some shoot.
So, it's a very interesting perspective from a founder like you, who comes from a established business family, taken up a new business which is new to the entire family, and has no background. So, brief a little bit about what Raigad Steel is into.
So basically, at Tiger Steel, we are doing pre-engineered buildings. We do industrial sheds, warehouses, cold storages, metro stations, public infra, and anything and everything that can be fabricated with steel in some part of the other. We also, because we're a new, the new vertical that we picked up in this group in our family business was a very exciting chapter, though it came with a lot of intimidation. But with steel, you feel like how you're with Lego. You always want to create. You can design, you can think, and it's just plain steel. So you can cut it, fabricate it, weld it, put it the way you want, and solve a solution. It's a very solution-giving company, which I feel is also how I've always pictured myself to be. I've always been a very problem-solving kind of nature in personal life, in professional life, that okay, if this is our problem statement, then we need to have 4 or 5 solutions to it.
Right.
And that is what we also do with the pre-engineered building. If you have something that you want to manufacture, you have a complication somewhere, you have a expansion somewhere, you feel like अरे मेरे को ना ये करना था पर 5 साल पहले मैंने सोचा नहीं, I did not think that I will expand, but what do I do now? So I feel pre-engineered building is very flexible to that thought. It's very adaptable to people who are always expanding, always evolving, always thinking अच्छा इतना हो गया अभी इसको और बढ़ाना है, इसको और बढ़ाना है. So that's where I feel our company is, our industry is. It's about quick adaptations, quick movements, quick construction. Everything is much faster when we talk about steel.
Steel.
And
So, you know, a lot of the industry or the industrial structures, lot of uptake of pre-engineered buildings, and this is really growing.
Correct.
People are moving from conventional concrete structures because of all the advantages that you spoke about. So, in this new scheme of things, in the last 5 years, how you have been seeing the speed of this shift and you know, the changes?
So I would say that pre-engineering building is a concept that is now dated almost maybe 20-25 years when it had just started. And while people still feel that you know, PEB industry, and there is PEB and there is RCC, which is the conventional way of building, but within PEB there's so many new things that are coming. So when what I've seen in the last 5 years since I've joined this industry is construction is a very mature industry. It's a core industry. Steel is a core industry. For any developing nation like ours has been, we've seen what last 2 decades have been for us. In India, we've made a global, you know, mark that this is where we are, this is where we have the manufacturing strength to compete in some ways with China, not at the volume they are doing, but everything that they've been able to do. And this comes with only when you have robust constructions that come with steel. So RCC, where things would take 21 days to create a slab and then a slab again and a slab again, now you see even conventional, your residential and commercial towers are now getting made in PEB. Your data centers are coming in PEB because everyone wants things fast. If you have a piece of land or you know something that you have bought, you know how much you've paid for that land. If you're not generating your ROI on it, then you're just simply losing time. So that is how construction has evolved. कि भाई अभी तुमने 50 करोड़ की ज़मीन ले ली, अगर उस पर तुम 10 साल तक कंस्ट्रक्शन करोगे तो उसकी वैल्यू क्या चली जाएगी, और तुम तब कंस्ट्रक्शन करोगे तो with how inflation is happening, we're seeing construction costs is also increasing year on year. Our daily lifestyle needs are increasing year on year. When the world is moving so fast, PEB at least gives you an advantage to make things off-site, get it on-site and put it all together.
Right. And I think, like you said, in these 20 years, at least that positioning is very clear. PEB ke advantages over traditional construction.
Absolutely.
You know, so in the recent times, there is a lot of government push and spend in the infrastructure space.
Right.
And there is this whole story about Make in India and, you know, becoming so self-reliant. And that's a big boost to the construction industry, and with industrial construction to PEB industry. So in this current frame of things, what are the core challenges that you're facing with all this growth and opportunity coming your way?
Right. So as much as the field is very promising, this industry is very promising. If you're in any part of construction in PEB, there is scope for you, not only domestically but also internationally. And that is the shift that we're seeing over time. We've noticed that the West wants to rely less and less on China. With how, you know, global sentiments are happening, we're seeing so many smaller wars apart from the bigger ones. They are erupting, new policies are made, new free trade agreements are being signed. They're all being very positive for India, which is opening so many channels that, okay, whatever you're doing in your domestic market is one thing, but if you focus on your international market, the sky is the limit. And with pre-engineered building, there are places like we're seeing in the last 10 years, so many construction inquiries are coming out of Africa, out of Gulf, because these are places that have the money, they have the funding, they want to do it, they want to get the infra, they want to get bigger in manufacturing spaces. And all of the Middle East has been very rich in oil. Now the other core industry, they've always been good with steel. So now it's a step beyond just making steel. Now they want to fabricate it too. And there have been bigger industries, but the push and the requirement has increased so much that people are getting into this space. We got into this space in 2020 and we still feel कि अरे और 10 साल पहले आते ना तो क्या time होता. But आज if today also someone thinks, they'll think that this is also a good time because at least 10-12 साल तक तो हमें दिख ही रहा है. We know what government tenders are getting floated, what plans are getting passed. ये लिंक बन रहा है, वो लिंक बन रहा है, मेट्रो बन रहा है, तो उसमें स्पेस की कोई कमी नहीं है. हम हर जगह एयरपोर्ट्स, एवरीथिंग इज़ यू नो ऑन अ वेरी फास्ट पेस, ऑन अ वेरी promised schedule. Even earlier we used to see construction 15 साल तक कंस्ट्रक्शन डिले हो जाता था. आज भी है, ऐसा नहीं है कि एवरीथिंग इज ऑन टाइम, बट दैट्स रिड्यूस टू ऑलमोस्ट 3-4 years. That okay, maybe we'll do this part first and then we'll do the other thing. All these possibilities have also come because there have been advancements in construction. So everything is going hand in hand with this industry. The problem with this industry though remains that it is extremely capital intensive. So when we also take up projects, even though we have the capacity, the market somehow has become a very credit based market, which earlier used to be acha thoda advanced, then milestone. Now payments take so much time. There are so many competitors that you know you're fighting down to 50 paisa on your kg cost. It's no longer a product, it's become a commodity. So when those things happen, your competitors are not just your peers, your competitors are on so many levels. There are people who take EPC contract, they're the big fish. Then they come to people like us where they'll be like, acha PEB inko dena hai, civil inko dena hai, ye scope inko dena hai. Then it comes down. So that every level when margin starts crashing, you see a lot of times where the costing that is left for us to work with is something that is not affordable. That is not affordable when you have to invest in the project. The market has become such that the client thinks that you should invest in their project when the construction is completely theirs. It's like आज मेरे को घर बनाना है, मैं बोलूँगी कि हाँ मुझे घर बनाना है, पर पहले आप उसके लिए 50 लाख डाल दो, उसके बाद मैं आपको धीरे धीरे करके पैसा देता हूँ. So that is why even though we are scaling and projects are happening, things keep stalling because payments are a problem. Capital is a problem, investment is a problem. It's no longer a time where you can pick up money from the market as extremely low rates. There is interest cost. So there are so many hidden costs in construction that within this industry, that's what we've realized. कि हम सोचते हैं ऑन पेपर theoretically निकालते हैं कि अच्छा इसकी कॉस्टिंग अच्छा मेरे को 102 में पड़ेगी तो मैं 110 में एक हेल्दी मार्जिन पकड़ के, हेल्दी मार्जिन भी अब 7-8% रह गया है रियलिस्टिकली, जो बॉटम लाइन पे अराउंड 3-4% पे आ जाता है. So you have to do volume. When you have to do volume, then you have to have capital. So it's a very chicken and egg story that should you get an investment first? Should you put that in the manufacturing facility and grow your production? Should you take stock and then keep it and then manufacture it? Because there's so many places we are expected to invest as you know, as opposed to how things were before.
So you know, in this dynamic industry, the challenges that you're talking about, I have two specific questions to ask. Government side or policy side, say, you think something that could be done better? Any suggestions or any ideas that you have?
So on government side, I feel that tender sizes are so big that for players like us, we either collaborate and work, which is great, but collaboration is not an energy that we're feeling. Everyone is working in isolation. Nobody wants to share their trade secrets because competition has become so wild.
Okay.
Right? But as far as government tenders are concerned, and for a player of our size, they are takeable, but as a subcontractor, because we will not qualify. When we're starting out 5-7 years, minimum you will take to come to a level where you will be doing 70 crores, 80 crores worth of business. If you're starting from scratch without any licensing, without anything, it will take some time to, you know, get into the market. At that time, if the government is floating 100 crores and 200 crores and they want a portfolio where you've at least done a 50 crore business, those things don't work when it's an MSME.
For growing companies
For us,
like
but
you.
If you see it, the ground reality is all those EPC companies that are taking, some of them may have their own manufacturing, but most of them are just people who have collaborated with 20 plants, 25 plants, made that strength and getting that business. बट अल्टीमेटली काम हमारे जैसे वेंडर्स ही कर रहे हैं.
हाँ, so maybe the government has a lot of scope in opening avenues for competitive and younger players like you.
And I feel it's not wrong. अभी गवर्नमेंट के पास इतना सारा है करने के लिए. If they start breaking these into smaller pies, then how many projects are they going to take control of?
Right.
That's what we feel, right, at our business. कि if there's a client who say gives us say a 10 crore package, and there are clients who will give you maybe say 4-5 lakh rupee packages, you will start saying that अरे 4-5 लाख वाले धंधे में उतना ही टाइम जा रहा है. How much we are accomplishing for the 10 crore, that much energy is going. So let's concentrate on aggregating these projects rather than doing single client. Or
Right.
then you standardize your product so that you don't have to think. So I feel similarly with government also, that challenge that we're feeling is a natural challenge that will happen.
That will happen.
It's nothing from that side that could.
And one very important thing that you spoke about, that बहुत ज़्यादा commoditized हो गया है. तो ऐसी इंडस्ट्री में जहाँ बहुत ग्रोथ है, बहुत वॉल्यूम है, लेकिन कमोडाइज्ड होने की वजह से ऑब्वियसली मार्जिन्स आर अ चैलेंज एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट. देन हाउ डज अ कंपनी लाइक रायगढ़ स्टील रियली क्रिएट अ डिफरेंशिएशन? हाउ आर यू थिंकिंग? व्हाट आर यू डूइंग इन दैट डायरेक्शन?
So, because I was in the beginning, the first 27 years of my life, I never got into anything in construction space, manufacturing space, industrial space, nothing. You were just a person existing in design, in fashion. Everything is very collaborative when you're working. You can't say कि मेरे को ये करना है इसलिए मैं ये कर रही हूँ. नहीं, अगर शूट में 10 लोग एक डायरेक्शन में नहीं जा रहे तो वो नहीं चलेगा. It will fail. So similarly, when I feel about construction, and now that I'm on the other side of the table, we've also had a background where we've ourselves developed 7-8 factories of our own in different industry, and we think कि अरे इसमें बहुत खर्चा है, चाहिए थोड़ा रुक के करते, ये थोड़ा टाइम लगेगा. Because when you're self investing in these projects, of course पैसा देते हो तो तुम्हें फिर उसका worth चाहिए. So that is what we try and create at Raigarh Steel, considering I was made to sit in that chair before I had the confidence I could run it. I always came from a place of honesty. I said, okay, you are also a person like me. Just because you have to buy something does not mean that I have that kind of ego, or I give you a product where it's like, this is what it is, आपको लेना है तो लो. We always try to work around. We try to tell them the pro and con. We try to give them a little more insight when you're a layman, because we were laymen as well. When we entered into this business, we didn't know what grade of steels existed for construction like this. So when you come from that space, I feel the clients are more relatable when they're like कि नहीं, हम ना रायगढ़ वाला जो देगा एटलीस्ट एडवाइस से ही देगा. चाहे तुम काम करो ना या नहीं करो, बट द फर्स्ट थिंग इज एडवाइस. एवरीवन इज ट्राइंग टू सेव मनी. एवरीवन इज ट्राइंग टू not save money on terms of cutting your quality, but making it efficient. कि ठीक है, अगर आज मेरे पास 60 लाख का बजट है शेड बनाने का, तो मैं उसमें सबसे बड़ा शेड बनाना चाहूँगी जितना मैं अफोर्ड कर सकती हूँ. So all these things come with PEB. If I want, I can give you a shed that weighs 100 tons. If I wanted to, I could make it 85 tons. But as a manufacturer, if I give you that option कि सर आप क्यों इतना खर्च कर, इसको कम करते हैं ना वेट को, आपको स्टेबिलिटी चाहिए ना, we'll give you. Why you want to spend? You spend on better construction. You spend on better build of material. Because that is what steel is going to pay off, right? It is for its strength over the years. आप आज काम चोरी करोगे, इस काम के अंदर में 10 साल में जितना मेंटेनेंस आएगा ना, आप तब सोचोगे कि यार 10 लाख के लिए मैंने वेंडर चेंज कर लिया, इससे अच्छा तो मैं तब लगा देता. So we always give the right kind of advice when it's coming from a place of concern from them कि no, we want this, we also want this. Then there are people who think अरे आपको मारुति के बजट में मर्सिडीज़ चाहिए. नहीं, अपन मर्सिडीज़ नहीं ला सकते, चलो होंडा तक ले आते हैं, कुछ तो ले आते हैं, ह्यूंडई ले आते हैं, कुछ तो ले आते हैं. आप भी खुश हो, हम भी खुश. तो वी ट्राई टू ऑलवेज फाइंड अ विन-विन सिचुएशन. Even if it's a smaller project, it has to be a win-win for you. You have to build that trust कि नहीं ठीक है, हम ये इस तरह से कर सकते हैं.
So one is coming from a family business. You also understand, you are on the side of your customers. Also, because of a very different background, you have a very collaborative and a fresh approach.
Correct.
That is your differentiator. Now, one very important thing, being a woman, a young woman in the construction industry, you don't have a lot of peer female entrepreneurs to talk to. So is it different for you Is there a certain kind of energy that you bring to the table in Raigad Steel?
So it's always, when I step into conferences and steel expos and they see you as like, oh, they first assume I must be handling marketing, I must be, client facing, and then I talk about OPEX and I talk about technical things, and it always comes as a surprise. So initially when I joined, I would say that it was a rocky start for me, when I was in my earlier endeavors with fashion design and branding. As a woman, I had a very different way I was looked at. It was very different. I was always in a commanding position that no, okay, this is what we have to do, and they would listen because it is a female-dominated industry. When I came to a male-dominated industry, one, I was young. Second, I was a female, and I did not anticipate the challenge I would face initially. Also, because I was so intimidated, everyone was at least over 35 if they were running a company. When I started, I was 27. I was 27, 28, and I'm like, okay, this is going to be a challenge. Earlier, I would tag along my father everywhere. I'm like, you also come, so that at least the client has a little more confidence in our company. And my father, being my father, right, he was very biased. He's like, Arey, you will handle it, you don't worry, I have confidence in you, you go. I said, that is all right, but the industry doesn't see it that way, and that is kind of unfortunate. So initially when I went, I would go to meetings, and the head of procurement and all your purchase managers and directors, they would look at you with a huge amount of unseriousness, that this girl is just sitting on dad's business, she doesn't know what she's doing. Right, that is the first impression they have.
So it's a combination of age and also gender, and because you don't come from the background.
But I feel over a year and a half, once we started doing project, once performance was there, once they realized that okay, I have delivered what they asked me, then their perspective changed, and they're like, then they were on a very encouraging front. Okay, it is good to see a young woman in construction, we don't see them around, and the way you've taken things has been very good, and we feel that you have a very good future, and those things are very encouraging for any individual, rest alone other places. And I feel ki even in steel industry, there are so many family run businesses apart from the big companies that we have, that it has also somewhere inspired. Like if I've gone in a conference and there's a young lady accompanying her parents, and they're like, अच्छा आप कर रहे हो, आप चले जाते हो factory? I said, चले जाते हैं factory, उसमें क्या है, factory तो जाना है. But it is still the thought is still there कि अरे लड़कियों क्या आप factory जाओगे, आप floor पे जाओगे, अरे construction में तो इतना धूल लड़का होता, आप site पे जाओगे. So all those things have been I would say, with the support that I had, that and the confidence that people put in me that you can do it, has also somewhere led to other people thinking if she can do it, we can do it too.
Right. And this is very interesting, because I want to just bring this perspective and give a lot of credit to your father, Mr. Sunil Gupta. Because in generational shift in family businesses, a lot of businesses go through a lot of struggle.
Correct.
A father believing in his daughter at this age without a background and supporting and completely having the confidence in her.
Correct.
Is a welcome change that could change the future of so many family businesses in this country.
Absolutely.
So why you think your father was able to do it?
I feel, for any parent, the child is always a star. I feel
but Akansha, that does not happen.
It doesn't happen.
It does not happen
it's
in
a
businesses.
two-way road. When I started, it was smaller things for this business. When he asked me just to step up and be there, I was there. I said, "Acha, theek hai, even though this is extremely poles apart from what I've done so far," I said, you tell me what needs to be done, I'll execute it. So I've always been an execution front for things. So it started with, acha, there are a couple of contracts, can you read them? Can you see where the loophole is? Then I gave him a very long feedback on, what had come, and he's like, acha, isme itna sab kuch hai. I did not know we had to change so much in the contract. And I'm like, no, of course you have to think about yourself, you have to save your company. Of course the contract is going to be biased. It's coming from another company. So I started from smaller places. From there, also in life, like I've grown up very independently. I was outside the house. I always managed. There was no trouble. There were no signs of distress that, oh my God, I'm so stressed out. I need to come back home. I never gave them an impression that I'm not doing okay.
Right.
That I need support. I need this thing, not in distress. Of course, you need support and love, and they're all healthy things to have. But the way they perceived is, okay, you are able to manage this much in your life at this age. Even when I was in fashion, the kind of things I was doing, the kind of places I was in, the kind of people I did those projects with was not something that every fashion designer or every fashion stylist would do. So, for parents, they see you in a different format. They see you, and when we are in a home setting, we feel like, अच्छा ठीक है, how they say, घर की मुर्गी भैंस बराबर, मतलब कुछ भी नहीं है. It's fine. ठीक है, अपना ही बच्चा है, वो कर ही लेगा कुछ. But he had a very different perspective. He told me कि no, you have the acumen. I've seen you all my life. I know what I'm saying. I'm not stupid to give you a company to not be confident to tell you that you can't run it. If you can run it, only then I would push you. Otherwise, you were doing your things. I would have told my brother. You would have told my brother to do it.